and it didn't hurt as bad until
Good evening. It's 2 minutes after 7 o'clock, so we're going to start the special town meeting of February 20th by having clerk read the warrant. Before she does that, I think we should probably start with the Pledge of Allegiance. The flag is kind of tucked in the corner if you can see it. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Good evening. To any of the constables of the town of East Bridgewater, in said county of Plymouth, Commonwealth of Massachusetts, greetings. In the name of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, you are hereby directed to notify and warn the inhabitants of the town of East Bridgewater, who being qualified to vote in elections and town affairs, to meet at the Junior-Senior High School, 143 Plymouth Street, in said East Bridgewater, on Tuesday, the 20th day of February 2024, at 7 p.m. Then and there to act upon the enclosed articles to wit. In case all articles in the foregoing warrant shall not be acted upon at the meeting called for on Tuesday, February 20th, 2024, to meet in adjourned sessions at such time and place as the meeting shall determine. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care of some procedural work. We always read the out-of-town attendees that may participate in the meeting. Liz Legall, Superintendent; Michael Cornell G. Power, Executive Assistant; Charlie Seelig, Town Administrator; Rebecca Johnson, Assistant Town Administrator; Michelle Dahl, Assistant Town Clerk; John Clifford, Town Council; Paula Wolf, Director of Assessing. We're not sure if these people are here tonight, but they have attended, so we're going to read them. Ryan McGonigal, IT Director; Jason Trepanier, Water; Kate Byrne, Central School Principal; Matt Paquette, Mitchell School Principal; Lee Nguyen, Principal Clerk; Stephen Lynch, 8th District Representative; Jessica Henderson, Library Director; Megan Crosby, Treasurer Collector; and we do have Larry Trim from Castle Architectural Firm, and Luke McKay. They are here for any questions that may arise at one of the articles. Thank you. We're going to start Article 1, Law Enforcement from the School Committee.
I move. Is this on?
Yep.
I move that the town appropriates $1,700,000 to pay costs of replacing the artificial turf, field, and track at the junior-senior high school, including the payment of all costs incidental and related thereto, that the artificial turf field shall be replaced with an artificial turf field, and that to meet this appropriation, the treasurer, with the approval of the selectmen, is authorized to borrow $1,700,000 under and pursuant to Chapter 44, Section 7(1) of the general laws, or pursuant to any other enabling authority, and to issue bonds or notes of the town therefore, and that the Board of Selectmen is authorized to take any other action necessary to carry out this project.
Thank you very much. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Again, this will be required a 2/3 vote. Finance Committee, have a recommendation on this?
Finance Committee recommends the article.
Capital Planning?
Yes. Is this working? It's not working.
Yes, it is.
It is? Okay, I can't even hear myself. The Capital Committee, I'd just like to make a brief statement
Go ahead,
before we do the vote. The Capital Committee got involved with this project, had as many concerns as the citizens out there in the town had, asked a lot of the same questions, which shows me great involvement by the community. I have to tell you, after vigorous review, whether we use grass or replace the turf, how are we going to fund this? We can't take it out of departments' budgets. We don't have enough resources for that. We don't want to do an override. So working diligently with the departments and our finance team, we did structure a way to do this without having any impact to our operational budgets or any impact as far as a tax increase or additional payments by the citizens. I can briefly just tell you that the sources that will come from will be the ARPA funding and at the same time, the Capital Stabilization Fund. We will use the interest on the Capitalization Stabilization Fund to make the payments. This fund was set up, 2008 or 9. I set it up with the town, and it's a good use. It's the proper way to use the funds. So with that, and all the review by the committee with the various departments, looking at the condition of the field, exploring grass versus turf, why don't we do this, why don't we do that? The Capital Committee voted unanimously to support this because of the funding mechanism that we have in place and the real need that we have in place. So the Capital Committee recommends this unanimously.
Thank you, Mr. Walsh. Mrs. Foster, since you're the proponent, do you have any further discussion on the motion before I go to anyone else? All right. Ms. Wolf, I believe?
Kathy Wolf, 272 Laurel Street. Could you tell me the useful life of this particular project, and when will it be done? And just highlights of why you have selected artificial turf over real soil.
Should we go to Mr. Kiley? Mr. Kiley, are you present? The maintenance director? Do you want to address this?
Brian Kiley, Facilities Manager. I also have with me Luke McKay from Castle Boots Architect. They did the spec design for this. The useful life of a turf field is actually about 10 years. The warranty is about 8. We're at 12 with this one. I think the school business manager has a couple of figures of how many activities actually take place on this field on a monthly basis or an annual basis. And I'll let Luke speak to the use of the turf and how it wears.
Thank you. So to answer a little
Excuse
bit...
me, just introduce yourself for the record.
Luke McCoy with Castle Booth Associates,
Thank you.
landscape architect for this project. So to answer the question about usage, why synthetic versus natural grass, a number of factors play in, but the primary is the amount of use and the timing of the use. The athletic program here uses this field very early in the spring as well as late into the fall, which in New England is very challenging for natural grass because of the wet conditions. Coupled with the amount of use and the types of sports that are on it, natural grass has a very hard time to keep up with that without a lot of maintenance and renovation. We did do as part of it that I think you've all seen a cost analysis of the available hours, and really to be able to use The facility, the way you do now with a turf field, you would have to build 2 more natural grass fields to have a total of 3 to equal out what this one field can provide you if it is synthetic. As far as construction, right now, if this moves forward, the contractor is slated to start as soon as school sports end in the spring, which is slated right now for June 10th, and then it will be done by the end of summer into the very first part of September and open for the fall season.
Thank you. Anything further? Ms. Wolf, come on up.
Kathy Wolf again, Laurel Street. What's going to happen to the track?
Lucas?
I'm back again, Luke McCoy with Castle Blues. So the track that's out there was constructed 10 years ago. We will be doing some repairs and some renovations to the track itself, but it will be recoated with a new rubberized track surfacing. The surfacing that's going down, we are looking at a system that is proposed under this budget, which does have a little bit more time in between the maintenance. So your upfront cost is built in, but you're not required to recoat it every 5 or 6 years, which is the current surface you have now. You'd be looking at 10 years. So it would track closer in line to when the turf field is instead of 5 to 6 years.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Again, this requires a 2/3 vote. Seeing no further discussion. Are you coming to discuss or are you just coming to sit down? Okay, yeah, I think. All right, seeing no further discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? I declare a 2/3 vote passes. Article 2, that's also going to require a 2/3 vote. Ms. Julius from the Select Board.
Yes, Mr. Moderator, I move that the town authorize the Select Board to lease or license for agricultural purposes a parcel of town-owned property of up to 20 acres on what is known as Leland Farms, identified as map 83, block 3, and map 73, block 3 of the Assessor's Plan of the Town of East Bridgewater, and further described in the Plymouth County Registry of Deeds, Plan Book 35, page 1123, as lots 5 and 6, and recorded at the Plymouth County Registry of Deeds in Book 4240, page 658, a deed dated February 11, 1977, on such terms and conditions as the Select Board may determine.
A motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Does Finance Committee have a recommendation on this? No. Ms. Julius for discussion, if any.
So this was approved at town meeting 3 years ago, and at the time that we did that, we said we would bring it back in 3 years to decide if we wanted to renew it and go forward.
Thank you. Any further discussion on Article 2 as presented? Ms. Wolf?
Kathy Wolf. It's just informational. Can you tell us what the farmland is being used for today? What products are being grown?
I can tell you that it's leased to Lipinski's farm, and I believe they use it to just grow their crops. I don't know that there's anything specific. Charlie, that's the only information that we have. Yeah.
Any further discussion on Article 2 as presented? Seeing none, all in favor of Article 2 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Declares that's a supermajority, 2/3. Article 3, Deputy Chief Windsor. From the Fire Department.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town reallocate $58,023 from the June 5th, 2023 annual town meeting article number 16, sick leave buyback for a retiring firefighter, to the Fire Department budget line 1-220-511-5140, cover sick.
I have a motion, I have a second?
Second.
Motion made, seconded. Deputy Chief, discussion, if any?
The money was originally approved for a firefighter who intended to retire. He's since reconsidered and decided to stay on board for a period of time, and we'd like to reallocate that to cover some sick time. We've had some extended periods of sick time this year.
Thank you. Any further discussion on Article 3 as presented? Seeing none, all in favor of Article 3 as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Article 3 passes. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Make a motion.
Thank you. Everyone have a good winter and spring. Meeting's over.
Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?